Welcome everyone. Welcome to this episode of Nifty Ki Baat. I have with me Mr. Jay Thakkar and Mr. Raj Deepak Singh. Nifty as of now 25,345 पर है. Right now it's around 1150. आप probably recording कुछ एक सवा घंटे बाद देखेंगे इस समय से. The idea is let's see market अभी क्या कर रहा है and ऐसे माहौल में जब ये market situation होती है तो कैसे strategy बनती है. All right. So let's start from the top. जय क्या आउटलुक है मार्केट में? आई थिंक कल हमारा जो ट्विटर स्पेसेस में बात हुआ था आपने 25,300 एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे थे विच वी हैव ऑलरेडी क्रॉस्ड. यहाँ से अभी क्या आउटलुक बन रहा है?
Hi everyone. Thanks for tuning into our YouTube session of ICICI Direct on Nifty and Market Ki Baat. So extending or in addition to what we discussed yesterday in the Twitter Spaces, Vishu. So it was mentioned that the range has got very much narrower of 200 points only. That was 25,200 and 25,300. It was just left to that 100 points, and whichever side it had to actually break out, because we discussed about the premiums which had come down, we discussed about the IVs which had come down. So either premiums had to go up or IVs would definitely get the premiums automatically up because this is the monthly expiry day, and we had a view that 25,000 not broken, if opens flat and goes below it and breaks 25,200 buy put, breaks 25,300 buy call, and it broke 25,300, and what we discussed, that buy call got initiated, and in fact we had a move almost until 435. It was a huge move. I just hope that those who actually had tuned into Twitter Spaces would have actually benefited out of it, hopefully. Now where we are. So after having provided this kind of a breakout issue, again, what important it becomes is that whether it closes above those levels or not. Because see, what's happening, just a second. Yeah. So what's happening is that, Vishu, earlier, this was the range. If you see, earlier this was the range. It provided a breakout. What's happening in Nifty is really important to actually know. So what happened is, here if you see, there was this single resistance at 25,130. It broke, almost was trading around those levels for 3 days, and it failed. But then managed to hold on to its previous low, fortunately. I mean, otherwise there would have been a downward broken. Then it didn't happen anything. Then there came RBI monetary policy. It again came up. It provided a breakout here. Okay. And it again actually came down. So if you see here again, it made an attempt to surpass this. So this high was taken off here. So if I have to circle, let me circle. For a better understanding, oh, where's that one? You know, issue, where is that?
I think इसके ऊपर वाले में एक बार देखेंगे. ऊपर जो, हाँ इसमें, इसके नीचे.
यहाँ ये दिख नहीं रहा, पता नहीं.
हाँ.
ये, हाँ,
इसके ऊपर वाला. हाँ हाँ.
ये बराबर.
हाँ हाँ.
So Vishnu, if you see here, I mean, this is what it was. ये हाई था, ये निकाला यहाँ पे, ठीक है. And then it came down. Then, if you see, this was the high. So this high got taken off. इसको मैं delete कर देता हूँ. Here it attempted, failed. Then this high attempted here. See, can you see the red line? See, very well, but failed. Now happens to be this line, and that is 318. So I think you should not be trading below 300 now, because if you do that, what again, time and again, Nifty is doing means taking off the high, coming down, taking off the high,
mm,
coming down, taking off the high, coming down. That has become the pattern now.
mm,
Today is the monthly expiry, so market can be notorious today.
mm,
Okay, I mean volatile. So if that is the thing, you never know that again closes below 25,300. So ideally, those who are doing long now, for them on a closing basis, 25,300 is a stop loss. That's point one. Very clear, right? And now we should, if this happens to be a very clear breakout on the market, okay, then this could establish a trend because since past 2 months we have almost seen no trends. So if you go and check the line chart, there is no trend. So but now on a closing basis, see, it has given a very clear. So I think that the range shifted on the upside, and positionally now I think 25,150. I mean beyond this till it's not coming positionally is bullish, and intraday perspective it's 25,300. So these are the levels. So from an intraday perspective, if someone is watching this, and if till then 25,300 levels are held, and if it is trading above that, you can continue to be bullish. Okay, with a limited upside for intraday, I'm not expecting beyond 25,500 also because see, in fact, going below 20, going about 25,400 also would be a challenge because we have good additions at 1.3 crore, 1.5 crore at 25,500. On the flip side, you have good addition at 1.25 crore on 25,300 and straight away thereafter at 25,200. Right. So 150 will not be broken on this. So when we discuss about the next weekly expiry, I would be keeping 25 150, 25 100 in mind for a reversal. And for a intraday, I would be keeping 25 300 in mind for a reversal. So I give you the strategy, but these are this is what it is looking like, and we have still I mean, if this is a valid breakout this time around on a closing basis, then we are yet to see the short covering from the FI, which has started, but some more. Although cash segment, we haven't seen much of buying coming back. But then in the FNO, in the index futures, it seems to be reversing short covering, and maybe we can see some more if the index continues from here on, and that support also which Nifty will get. So probably on next week time we can see Nifty up to 25,500. That should be the first target, and beyond which we should see 25,800. And for this rally, I think for July series we can look out for 25,800 to 26,000 minimum on the upside till 25,100 to 150 levels are held. My stop loss will not be 24,800. For me, my stop loss will be 25,100. So 150 is the closing basis breakout. If you are closing 50 to 60 points below that, I would reverse. I would assume to be trying to be have to have reversed. It should not get back into this on closing basis if this has to continue on the upside. So next weekly strategy is very simple for me, which we have to create. For me, next weekly strategy should be what I'll be doing is I'll give you two strategies. As of now, we'll monitor that as well. One is monthly strategy. So as I said, for me, 150 becomes a very important support, right? And if 150 becomes a very important support, so for a monthly series, that is for 31st July. Now, if and 300 is the immediate intraday support, but then if I have to buy say 25,300 call, my cost would be around say 480, right? And my stop loss is 750, so it's like 150 points away. Okay, and if this goes, this will go to zero, but I have to take the risk. So I'll buy 25,300 on a monthly series if I have to buy in the money call, and I will sell say 25 600. That could be the one strategy because your cost is what your cost is high. So whether you buy 25,400 and you sell 24,800, so your cost will be what you're buying 400 is the cost is 428 and you're selling at 236. So cost is 200. You're still getting 1:1. That's no point. Probably You can sell 26,000. That would relatively offer a better risk reward. So you're buying one call option of 25,400 at 430. For monthly, you can buy 25,500 also. So for that one, 25,500, you're buying at 374. You're selling 26 at 167. So 200 is your cost and 300 is your profit. 300 is your profit because 500 is the difference. So 1 is to 1.5 is what you will get. That is what you can do. I mean, on a monthly basis, Aram said, if you want to reduce your risk, you can buy one and sell one. Buy 25,500 and sell 26,000. I mean, that is what bull call spread you can do. You are getting 1 is to 1.5, which is decent. From a next weekly point of view, Vishu, my view will be, as I said, bullish only till we are not seeing a close below 150 levels. So for our next weekly, I would say if you're buying 350 call or 400 call, if you're selling say 600 call, you're getting around say 176 and 94. 82 rupees and a profit will be 118. So probably you can sell two, you can sell 25,800 also. So you can buy 25,400 for a next week. You can buy 25, you can sell 25,600 and you can sell 25,800 as well. So 44 plus 94, and then you're buying it at 25, 180. So cost will be just 42 rupees. Right, and 25,800 until then you are safe. So these are the two strategies for a weekly and monthly because I've turned bullish because it's sustaining about 350. And for an intraday, as I said, I mean, unless it's holding 300, one can be on the long side. So for an intraday perspective, you can you can do a bull call spread wherein you have bought 25 350 call, it's just suddenly gone up. You can buy 350 call and you can either buy 400 call and sell 450 call. You can do that. It would just be a bit no. Intraday, you can just be bullish by buying, say, 350 call with a stop loss, say, of around, say, no, there's no point. I mean, it's just going up. So I would avoid intraday as of now. Markets are near these high. But weekly and monthly, as I've shared, Vishu, I'm bullish because it seems to be a very valid closing basis breakout. And after a long time, seems to be a valid breakout from the range. And interestingly, it will be very much important to look at Bank Nifty as well. And I mean, since I'm bullish on Nifty, so I would be bullish on Bank Nifty as well. I mean, Raj can probably share his strategies on Bank Nifty and share the viewpoint. So over to you and Raj for additional details on the indices.
Great. Raj, what are your thoughts on the market right now? Raj, आप हैं हमारे साथ?
Am I audible, Vishu?
Yes, you're audible.
Oh. So see, first of all, yes, warm welcome everybody here. And what we have just witnessed from 12, that it's a good short covering move across the market, and Nifty is moving towards its high once again. And primarily it is the banking names which are pulling the market. But because we will be having this broadcast around 1, so what I need to look at, I can say that yes, volatility is likely to even continue throughout the day, being its monthly settlement. So intraday is a different thing. And first, I would start with the positional view, even for the next week. So just like last month, what we had discussed, I'm now getting 4 weeks back, that most of the heavyweights they are very high call basis at ATM strike. और अगर हम देखेंगे कि apart from HDFC Bank and another private sector bank, they were just having 3 to 4% OTM strikes में वहाँ concentration था. So in nutshell, what has happened throughout the month that Bank Nifty has moved up by almost 2%, primarily driven by both the private sector heavyweights and Kotak Bank. Even the second one, ICICI Bank hasn't done much. It's primarily the HDFC Bank and that too in last 2 days, which has taken care of the Bank Nifty. So if I have to go by the next month's data, then as the call basis, they are still intact even for the next series. So what might happen that yes, it's a short covering move, and just like Jay has said, until unless 25,100, Jay has mentioned, I still stick to that 24,800 levels. कि जब तक वो नहीं breach हो रहा है, there are huge chances that the short covering move can extend. और वो extension कितना हो सकता है that nobody knows. So perhaps we might be heading towards 25,800 in the days to come. But the obvious stop loss would be 24,800 levels for Nifty. And if we are reaching those levels, then perhaps then only one should think about, okay, there might be some panic in the market or the fresh weakness we can talk about. But as of now, 25,100 the first level, and then 24,800 that is going to be position support for Nifty. और रही बात ब्रॉडर मार्केट की, तो ब्रॉडर मार्केट एनीवे इज परफॉर्मिंग मच बेटर. इट्स एक्सपायरी डे टुडे, दैट्स व्हाई वी आर विटनेसिंग प्राइमरली देयर इज अ मूवमेंट इन द large cap names, and your mid cap and small cap, they are a bit lackluster. But it's a quarter ending month. There has been flows, and that's what we discussed last week also कि हाँ ये quarter ending flows की वजह से हमारा broader market या broader structure that should remain positive. So for us, what we believe that I think 25,300 itself from the intraday perspective shouldn't be breached. The way put writing has panned out. और एक चीज है कि नॉर्मली हम लोग 2 करोड़ 2.5 करोड़ 3 करोड़ की बात करते हैं, आज किसी को वो देखने को नहीं मिलेगा बिकॉज द OI has been distributed among the Bank Nifty, Fin Nifty, Mid Cap Nifty, all the 5 indices will have their expiry today. तो वो सारा का सारा जो है across the indices हमने वो distribution देख लिया है. So that's why we may not be able to see the same sort of market move here, open interest accumulation here. But जिस तरीके से put writing हो रही है 25,200, 25,300 और perhaps अब जो writing आनी चालू हुई और जो उनका VWAP level है, that is suggesting कि there's by any chance until this 25,300 is not breaking out on the downside, perhaps it's unnecessary to even look for the shorting. So it could be one-way market. But हाँ 25,300 टूटता है इंट्राडे पर्सपेक्टिव में, yeah, I will go short. So that is something which I have in my mind from the intraday perspective. But apart from that, I don't think there would be a very, very large move apart from that short covering expectation which we are having for the next month. And also we need to understand कि अगले महीना it's going to be quite eventful. हमारा ट्रेड डील का भी डिस्कशन होगा, हमारे सारे स्टॉक्स के भी रिजल्ट्स आने स्टार्ट होंगे, whether it's ICICI Bank, मतलब IT stocks which have been so far underperforming. So we will have quarterly results from them. And I don't think apart from short covering, my data is suggesting कि okay, there could be a very, very large move. So I will keep on looking the FI's position, which even now they are short with almost 1 lakh contract net short, more than 1 lakh contract. So let's see what will be the final data by the end of the day today. कितना वो रोल करके ले जाते हैं, that is going to be very crucial to understand कि क्या उनकी नेक्स्ट सीरीज के लिए एक्सपेक्टेशंस है. Yes, please.
राइट. आपने बोला कि काफी सारे इवेंट्स ऑफ कोर्स आर लाइंड अप हैं. अच्छा, बिफोर आई गेट टू माय क्वेश्चंस, आई थिंक जय आपने बैंक निफ्टी का चार्ट खोला हुआ है एंड ऑफ कोर्स आज मंथली एक्सपायरी भी है. एनी थॉट्स ऑन दैट?
Well, I mean, I was just discussing with Raj, before recording, and we were discussing that if something has to happen, it has to happen from the Bank Nifty, because Nifty already had done its kind of a move today morning itself. Bank Nifty did not. In fact, Bank Nifty issue interestingly had fallen back from where it has started yesterday, or maybe you can say where it stopped yesterday and today started the move, it fell back to the same level. So I'll show that to you in the internet. I was very much confident looking at the Fin Nifty that Bank Nifty will not fail, and if something has to happen, it has to happen in the Bank Nifty. Okay, and because it had come back to those levels. So if you see, this is what happened yesterday in Bank Nifty. This much. So this was yesterday's Bank Nifty. Then it came up today bank along with Nifty. Okay, and it fell back to its good support levels today, and from there is where we saw this. Now if you expect that it will again break 700 730, I don't think so. It should not even come below 800 now. That's what I think. It should rather inch towards, it should rather finish at 57,000 being an expiry day, or it should inch toward these levels, or maybe beyond that. I don't know if it goes beyond that levels, but at least 57, 300, 400, 500 levels sort of things. This is what I'm expecting. Because Bank Nifty is what will keep Nifty up. And if Nifty can be at 25,400, 450, not beyond 25,500 for sure, but at least till those levels, and Bank Nifty, I think, because the 57,000 strike has got good OI. 19, 20 lakh shares, above which you don't have anything at least until 57,500 is what I believe. You have directly 15 lakh shares on 57,500. So on a Bank Nifty, beyond 57,000, I think it's straight 50. So this is the level where it's trying to make the 57,000 call letters now uncomfortable after having achieved this kind of a breakout now. Finally, I mean, see. Why I'm trying to say this, what I'm saying this is that yesterday it was into this. It could not do it morning when Nifty was up, and it just did it now because of which Nifty is up. So when it has done this now, I think there's a good chance it continues now, and it's a monthly expiry. So either at 57, but above 57, I think it's heading towards 57,500. I mean, not beyond that. As of now, I'm not seeing beyond 57,500 also. At least till those, there's another 1% kind of a move you can see. But now that is intraday. This is what I've discussed. Now, positionally, if you're asking me, issue. So positionally, also I'm bullish. Reason is, see, Bank Nifty had underperformed for almost nearly around 2 months. You see this? There's a clear underperformance. Bank Nifty. Then it broke out. Okay. Sorry, here there was an outperformance. Sorry, Bank Nifty made a new lifetime high. Nifty could not. Here there was an underperformance. I'm sorry, I did that mistake. This. So here, this took 2 months. So Nifty topped somewhere in May, mid 15th May or something like that. And Bank Nifty had topped somewhere in April end, 23rd April or so. So Bank Nifty had topped 3 weeks prior to Nifty. So the consolidation of Bank Nifty is 3 weeks more than Nifty. And this breakout had come, it failed again, and now it's attempting again. So either it's forming this wedgish pattern. So it touches this level and then falls back. But I think the probability of that is less. I think this will break on the upside in continuation with the larger trend up, because Nifty is showing uptrend. 25, 500, 800, 6,000, 26,000. So how can this just stick to 57,500? So overall, I think that now on a closing basis, we should, on a Bank Nifty, till you are not going below these levels, say, 56,200 it is, but rather you can safely assume 56,000. So till you are not going below 56,000, I think Bank Nifty is all set to move higher. Rather, this is what I'll look for. Beyond 56,500, it would be 58, and above that, this is what it could be. Maybe 59,000. So I don't know whether it happens in July series or what, but July, August seems to be heading towards these levels. First, let's achieve step by step 57,500, then 58,000. and thereafter we can talk of 59. So that's what step by step ladder is what Bank Nifty will climb. But I think the trend year two is positive. It was just that the underperformance was more, and here the Nifty IT in fact had outperformed Nifty Bank. So in this entire fall, Bank Nifty outperformed Nifty IT because what happened is until here they were together. In this last fall, Bank Nifty did not make a new low. Nifty IT fell drastically, which actually got Nifty to 21,750, 800 levels. Bank Nifty did not. So Bank Nifty outperformed here. But then in this underperformance, Nifty IT in this 2 months of consolidation of Bank Nifty, Nifty IT moved up. Now I think again it's the chance of Bank Nifty to outperform. That's how it is. If you are closely tracking Bank Nifty and Nifty IT, I mean, these are the two indices having good amount of weightage in index. Some together, it could be 50 plus. So yeah, I'm bullish. As you see now, it's trading above 57,000. I think this is the level. I mean, above 57, if it sustains, it's heading towards 57,500. Nifty is back above 400. See. So that's why we are bullish, and this is the reason we're bullish.
Absolutely. Good. Looks like green, good days ahead. Or at least minutes on the chart. Right. My question was, another question I had was, जैसा राज ने बताया कि काफी सारे events lined up हैं. Talking about volatility for a moment, I think 13 के levels के आसपास हम लोग आ गए हैं. A lot of news has somewhat settled from geopolitical conflicts. 2-3 conflicts flare up हुए, and then they have kind of settled. Inflation numbers are looking friendlier than they were a while back. And that is reflected here also. I think April, कल spaces में भी हम discuss कर रहे थे कि April 25th was the last when we had seen these levels. तो यहाँ से from this moment onwards, do you think कि वापस एक U-turn आने वाला है because हम लोग थोड़ा bottom out कर रहे हैं अभी volatility में, या फिर you see कि further थोड़ा सा और नीचे अभी because situation is sorted now, तो this for a while, for a few weeks, this is going to be the new norm?
Vishwa, I don't think that volatility index will fall further from here. There would be a gradual uprise once again as we will approach towards these events and our quarterly results. So focus, I think, will be shifting towards the stock volatility, and we have seen that whether it's a technology stocks or the banking stocks, the IVs in those stocks tend to move up ahead of their results. अब क्या होता है कि कभी आईटी में कभी इन्फिक आ रहा है, थोड़े दिनों बाद आपका एचडीएफसी बैंक आ रहा है, इस तरह से आ रहा है. तो that focus will keep on changing. But when it comes to India VIX, I don't see much of decline coming from here. I think we are nearing the base, and again anything near 12 and a half, I think that should be the time when one should go long in volatility at least. I don't expect the volatility to sustain below 12 or 12 and a half level. That is my view.
Right. And since पहले जय आपका भी व्यू ले लेते हैं. Are you on the same page as Raj की volatility का अभी done for now?
See, there are two things. Yes. So in a short term, there could be a volatility. From a positional point of view, I think that volatility should not go. I'm with Raj that it should not go below 12 and a half, 12. Okay. But at the same time, I think that it should not go beyond 16, 17. So it's going to stay within this range. So volatility long players or Vega players should be keeping this range in mind for India VIX, that 12 and a half, you're not shorting much of the indices, maybe in options. You're shorting when it is going to 16, 17 to, so that when it falls back from 16, 17 to probably say 14, 15, 14, you make that premium gain. There would be a larger ROI or more ROI when there is a bit of spike in the volatility, and thereafter you are selling the options, so you get the higher premiums to sell. At the lower levels, what happens is basically there is a lot of delta management which you would be required to do, and it will make you uncomfortable being a positional options or short seller or whatever. But then it can happen so that it just stays here, okay, and market there's no rise in premium as well. So that could be a third case, because see, what happens is either it goes up, it goes down, or it stays there, right? Or what if the underlying stays there, or spends time there for maybe say 15 days or maybe 7 days or 20 days, and thereafter it spikes. So when it's going to come up? I mean, we really need to look at the other, concepts like volatility smile and all, through which you come to know that when is the time of turning, or possible time of turning, through which you come to know, okay, now it's going to turn. So now I don't want to time short selling. Till then, let me just continue it. It is forming that base and all. So overall, we are giving the perspective that yes, 12 and a half levels is what not we are expecting to reach on India weeks. I mean, that phase is gone where we would be seeing 10 or maybe in single digit. So here is where we are seeing those levels 10, somewhere around in when was this? Somewhere around in April or so. But since July we haven't. July 24 we haven't seen, so it's been almost a year now. We are coming to July. So since almost a year or so now, we have not seen India wings below those levels. It's been almost a year now. We haven't seen it go below 12 levels. So we don't see any further reason it go below these levels now. I mean, come back to 10 odd levels. But I don't even see it go above, 16, 17, 18 levels now. So it can just consolidate within this, 12 and a half to 17, 16, 17 levels. My view is till we are going to see this upward momentum in the market, volatility is going to be trading sideways.
Yes, so that was my follow-up question actually. जो thumb rule हमने पहले भी कई बार मतलब डिस्कस किया है लाइव में भी. Generally, a rise in volatility is associated with some downside in the market. So, and since events lined up and we are sitting at a new high in the market as well, and we have had a good run up from 22,000 odd levels to 25,500 now, almost 400, 500 now. So do you think कि somewhere this rise in volatility will come with थोड़ा सा market going down again?
It might come here
क्या
lifetime
होगा ना
highs.
कि अगर आप ये समझो कि आपने पिछले 2 महीने में मतलब जो भी एक्सटेंशन और मूव आना था आपकी मई तक आ गए. उसके बाद से मई एंड जून you have largely consolidated. What has happened? Your broader market has performed well, but still your mid cap and small cap are 5 to 6% away from their life highs. Nifty is also 3 to 4% away from its life high. So yes, it should take some time. It may take another 3 to 4 months to ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए कि आपके हर महीने आप जो है 2-3% चले जाओगे तो आप तो साल भर में 24-25% का गेन हो जाएगा इंडेक्स पे लेवल पे ही. So and also what I can tell you from the seasonality point of view कि in last 10 years July has been largely positive. Apart from, I think, if I'm not wrong, 2020 or 21, July has saw a negative closing on a monthly basis. But out of these 10, 9 times it has been quite positive. So July is also, from the seasonality point of view, has shown some momentum कि आपका जो है बाहर का भी पैसा आना स्टार्ट होता है. लास्ट ईयर भी हमने देखा था अच्छा खासा पैसा आया था. तो वो एक अलग कहानी हो जाती है. बट जस्ट बिकॉज विक्स इज राइजिंग इट्स नॉट नेसेसरी कि आपका जो है इसमें मार्केट में डिक्लाइन है. और 24,800 भी आ जाता है तो क्या है कोई मतलब आप 3 दिन पहले ही वहां पर थे. तो दैट इज जस्ट अ पार्ट ऑफ लार्जर कंसोलिडेशन आई वुड से. एंड सेकेंड मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट रिगार्डिंग राइजिंग विक्स आई वुड लाइक टू मेक इज कि इट माइट बी बिकॉज ऑफ द इवेंट. जैसे हमारा बजट आता है मार्केट चले ना गिरे बट हमारा वोलेटिलिटी इंडेक्स तो बढ़ता है ना. तो इन द सेम वे परहैप्स आपका जो ये इवेंट लाइन अप है जून में परहैप्स दे में आल्सो पुल अप इंडिया विक्स अ बिट हायर. दैट इज आल्सो अ पॉसिबिलिटी, राइट? इट्स नॉट ऑलवेज नेसेसरी कि आप गिरते हुए मार्केट में ही विक्स का राइज देखें.
Absolutely. Jay, anything to add? Jay, आप mute में.
Yeah, Vishnu, we have seen that in past that weeks can go up with rising markets as well. But then, and then because of which we are saying now that 12 and a half levels should hold on, and but then 17 odd levels should be the higher levels till this uptrend is continuing. I mean, this could be the range. So वो बढ़कर 12, 12.5, 13 से बढ़कर 17 तक जा सकता है. But beyond 17 is what I'm not expecting as of now. 17, 18 17 itself is 17, 18 is a very high, because in below above those levels, what happens again, below above, I mean, historically what I've seen is beyond 17, 18 levels, that fear that after comes into the market, that whether VIX will go back to 28, 22, 25 levels again, which could get the reversal in the trend overall. So that fear or that skepticism come back into the market, doubting the current rally. That is managing to be within this range. I mean, the traders would not be minding the overall long positions in the market. Rather, it would be benefiting both those who are long only traders as well as who are selling the options. If IVs are going up and markets also going up, both happens then, because you have got a directional trend, as well as with the higher premiums you're getting good price to sell. So basically both writers and those who are long in the right time, they're able to get money, make money, because in a sideways market, long traders are not making money in the options. Okay, so I think that's always a comfortable, I mean, this is what happens generally in a very slow or a directional trend. The long traders and long options traders makes money, as well as the writers make money. In the sideways money market, is just the writers make money. But in a very high VIX market, and if the VIX is continuously going up, I mean, both writers and long option traders generally don't make money. I mean, it's difficult to make money unless you are on the right side. Unless you're right, because rising is associated with there is, I mean, downtrend. If someone is only long put, uh, well timed, then makes money. Otherwise, it becomes difficult, because there's a lot of volatility. So those who are, and with that volatility, basically what happens is your bought put did not close well, and then it takes a stop loss and again goes down and on. That is what happens. So I think this is a good time. 16, 17, and 13 range is a good time for the traders, as well as, I mean, investors के लिए तो अच्छा ही ऊपर जा रहा है वो.
Right, absolutely. ठीक है, so I think हम लोगों का allotted time भी close आ रहा है, तो let's have some concluding words of advice. राज, आपसे आज शुरू करें.
Will not utter a word regarding expiry today, because it's still the option prices are suggesting that there might be more volatility. It's not done yet what I'm expecting, and but any short call should be taking only beyond 25,300. And one thing I have said many times, that there are few days when you should ignore the chart patterns, and expiry day is one of those days. Okay, just ignore it. क्योंकि आज जब हम मार्केट को देख रहे हैं, तो it is the particularly large cap stocks which are performing. Portfolio isn't performing the way it has used to perform in last 1 month or so. So perhaps it is more of the expiry day move, and what we are witnessing, that couple of large cap names are taking the Nifty high. So when it comes to Nifty, I think the short covering expectation should be there, but with the proper stop loss, as Jay has mentioned, now 25,100. But for the overall market, I would say 23,800 is going to be the level. 24,800 is going to be the level below which I don't expect Nifty to remain, and only below that fresh weakness should be considered.
Absolutely. Jay?
Yeah, so I would say that that is, I mean, again, in continuation to what I discussed in the Twitter space, as far as I recollect, is that issue, you're out of the range, and we were discussing about that if at all there's a breakout, there's a closing basis breakout, and there is a follow-up as well today. So today, if you're getting this kind of a move or a close, you should be considering that first day you got a closing basis breakout, and second day you are getting a follow-up kind of a breakout. Thereafter, it should not be confirmed more for you to go long. So I think that's what it is. I mean, this is the piece of advice, that when you have too big of consolidation, sometimes market, or maybe underlying, rather I would put it that way, any underlying, because it is associated to anything. So it can go up, can come down, it can create a shakeout, This is what is the language we use theoretically, that there are shakeouts in the markets, wherein the maybe traps into the markets. So that's what can happen. But if it comes back above it and closes and does a follow, I think the probability of upside increases, or maybe conversely. So that's what we are saying. So if this has happened, this is a good learning. I think you should be long right now and looking for long trades. And see, I mean, that is what bullish strategy we recommended in that session. And since that time it was 340, 350, and now we are at 420, 418, 420 on both monthly and weekly. And I think it is valid. I mean, not giving much thought about it as of now. So I, as we show, I mean, we say that, hoping for a positive green closing, so hoping for a green closing as well as for a weekly green and monthly green as well, based on what's happening after almost 1.5, 2 months kind of a range breakout.
Absolutely. Well, that was it for this time. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining, and thank you so much, Jay and Raj, for your insights. We'll be back next week on Twitter Spaces. Again, we have started, in case you didn't know, 9 p.m. on Wednesdays, and here on YouTube 1 p.m. This is a recorded session, so थोड़ा longer time frame की बात करते हैं. And Twitter Spaces, of course, are live. Once again, thank you so much for joining in. If you have any questions, please put them down in the comments. Bye-bye.
Thank you all.
Bye, everybody.
Investment in securities market are subject to market risks. Read all the related documents carefully before investing.